sauce, bacon. That's mushrooms. Then we have all of our cheeses, the mozzarellas, the mild cheddar, and the other flavors. Then we have our pasta. Then we have our onions, tomatoes, zucchini, orange, and yellow bell pepper. And then we have our meat. We are preheating the oven. But bake.
There you go.
Down. Preheating. Now we're preheating it, and it's for 350.
We're gonna preheat it for around 50 minutes?
Yeah.
15
minutes, guys. Yeah. For those who didn't get that, 15 minutes. Preheat.
Just until it beats and says, hey, I'm at temperature.
Yes, basically. We are now adding a pinch of salt to the water, boiling water for the pasta. Now that the water is boiling, we're going to now add all of the pasta into the boiling water. Try to see if you can cover most of the pasta with the water. Now we're seasoning the ground meat with seasoning salt, which will be around 1 tablespoon of seasoning salt. And then we're going to add this adobo seasoning, and we'll do the same amount for it. Okay, now we're mixing the ground meat. We're putting all the seasonings into all of the meat and distributing it evenly. Okay, so now once all the seasoning has been evenly distributed, now we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes just so it can marinate. Now we're going to spray this pan with Pam, the original kind, just so that the meat does not stick. Now we're going to add the ground beef into the pan, and we're about to start cooking it.
We're stirring it. We're going to brown it.
Yes. We're now turning off the eye for the boiling water, and we are now taking it to the sink, where you will then pour it over the pot. And now the meat is done. It's now all ground, so now it's all brown. That's when you know it's done. Now we are draining the meat so that we can get all of the excess juices and things from the meat out of the meat. Now we're going to run just some cold water over the meat so that we can make sure that it is all cleaned off.
And make sure all the juices are out.
Yeah.
And all the grease. Oh, and remember, when you're washing the grease down your drain, use hot water so that it doesn't get clogged up.
Okay, now we're adding raw mushrooms to the meat. And then after we do this, then we're going. Then after this, then we're going to put half of the sauce into the meat as well. And also remember that with the mushrooms, you don't want to put all of them in like we did. Well, we almost did. You just want to put half. Okay.
I'll mix it. Move it. Okay, cut half? Or not? Wait, pour a little more?
Pour a little more.
Pour a little more.
You can just eyeball how much half of the sauce is. And then you want to add a little bit of water.
And then mix it in all nice and good.
And afterwards, and with the water, you probably want to just add in like half of a regular bottle size. So the 16 ounces, so maybe like 8 ounces. And then you just want to mix everything very well.
Can you help?
She's still mixing it up, but also make sure that you put your eye on. You can put it on like 6, and while you're stirring it in, just so it can kind of cook and marinate together.
But once it starts bubbling, take it off.
Okay, so now all of the meat is boiling, and we're just mixing up the rest of it because we let it simmer for about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, and then covered it just so it could sit and simmer. And then after that, now we're just, you know, uncovering it
And turning the heat down, turning the foil.
and turning the heat down so that it can now just slowly simmer just a little bit more, you know, or keep it heating while we're getting ready for the noodles and everything else.
Yeah, now we get to go to the fun part. Now we get to layer it. Somebody go get the cheese.
I'm so zooted.
And that's his tongue. So bad out of context.
It's okay.
That's his
Maybe
video.
we'll take a group picture after we're done.
Yeah!
Okay, so you want to use the mozzarella? Oh wait, hang on. Let me look at like what the order is, like on how it's supposed to go. Okay, it's supposed to go noodle sauce cheese, noodle sauce cheese.
Noodle sauce cheese.
How would I do it?
Because it's supposed to be 3 layers.
Okay. So we're making 3 layers. We have our little pan here, and it's gonna be noodle sauce cheese. Noodle sauce cheese. What? Okay. So now we have just turned off the eye for the sauce, and we are moving the sauce off of that eye as well. And we are now also putting the noodles for the second lasagna, placing it into the pan right now. Now we are opening the oven, and the preheating and everything is done. And now we're just putting in both of our lasagnas.
That's the meat.
That one is our meat lasagna, and this is our veggie lasagna.
And now we're gonna wait for around an hour.
Yes, and now we're waiting for an hour, and then we'll be back to
And
let
the
you
last
know how
oh.
it tastes.
And the last 15 minutes, we are actually going to take the covers off and make sure all the cheese gets nice and crispy.
Okay. Bye, you guys.
It's done. Okay, our lasagnas are done, so we're going to turn off our oven. And then we're going to put on our pot holders, or whatever, so we don't get burned. Okay, Nancy, come get a shot of this. These are beautiful. Take a look at those, guys. Okay, first you have our veggies. Because everybody knows a good meal starts with your veggies. Okay, excuse me. And now we're going to move our meat lasagna. Because everybody loves meat. Except Nancy.
Okay.
Yep.
You did. Talking about me.
Wimp. It's good.
Probably should have made it cool down a bit first.